Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm ChillingCharly, and today I'm going to be going over 5 items, my top 5 items and item sets that I want to see return to Animal Crossing New Horizons. New Horizons actually took out a lot of the most beloved furniture sets and items from the games, so I'm going to go over 5 that I really want to see come back in the future. If you guys are excited for this video, be sure to leave a like to show your support, and I want to say a thanks to my sponsor, Extreme Rate, who sponsored this video. I'm going to have more information about their really excellent Joy-Con replacement shells at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, and let's get straight into the list. In at number 5, we have the iconic Nintendo items. These have pretty much been in every Animal Crossing game, but they've taken lots of different shapes and sizes. They've looked very different in the original, for example, but then they kind of stuck with a more consistent theme. However, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, there was just a ton of them, and most of them you got from these fortune cookies, which was something that you could get every single day using your 3DS Play coins. I know it sounds a bit strange if you didn't have a 3DS, but they were really cool, and why they took them out, I don't know. I definitely think these ones will return though. I mean, I'd be very shocked if they didn't, because they even put them in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. But speaking of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, it actually has a lot more furniture than we do in New Horizons, which I think is a really big shame. You know, I love New Horizons, it's one of my absolute favorite games ever, but I think one of the big problems with it is the lack of furniture items. So that's kind of what inspired this video, going over 5 that I really want to see return, and Nintendo items are definitely on that list. They're really cool, and the Zelda ones especially are my favorites. Those are really great. In at number 4, we have the 7-Eleven items. Now, these were a Japanese exclusive item, I believe. Of course, if you could trade them, you could get them in different regions, but they were originally just for Japanese players because of the 7-Elevens that you have around Japan. And they were so cool, you could make your own like proper little shops with them. And there were so many cool items like these shelving units and the cashier thing and the signs, and just everything was amazing. You could make really neat little shops out of these, and I'd love to see people do a 7-Eleven outdoors, you know? Maybe you'd mix it with some of like the gas or petrol station items. That'd be really wonderful. So yeah, I definitely would love to see these items return. I think there's some really great ones in this particular set, and they're definitely a very magical bunch of items, even though they're quite mundane in what they actually are. You know, just being a 7-Eleven set of items, they probably don't sound that exciting, but you know, they actually do look really cool, so there's something I would like to see come back. In at number 3, we have a kind of set, and this is the Froggy set. Of course I was going to go over this one, and some of you guys might be surprised that I put it at number 3 and not at number 1. I'm going to go over my reasons for that, but of course it has the iconic Froggy Chair in it, and also the lily pad table, so it's not really much of a set, but I thought I would include it anyway, because the Froggy Chair is one of the most iconic Animal Crossing items now, even to people who don't like the series. Whether you understand the Froggy Chair thing or not, I know a lot of you guys probably don't, and a lot of you probably don't even like Froggy Chair, there's no denying that it is a famous item. And to have it not in Animal Crossing New Horizons when it's been in every game definitely feels like a bit of a shame. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm neutral on the lily pad table, to be honest, but it's still a cool item. You know, you can make your own like lily pads with those. I'm sure people could do lots of original things. So yeah, hopefully we'll see Froggy Chair return. The reason why I put this one at number 3 rather than number 1 is because I think the Froggy Chair thing is a little bit tired now, and I think people care about it a lot less. And also, you know, the next ones I'm going to go over I really love. So that's why Froggy Chair is in at number 3, but I think Froggy Chair deserves to be on this list based on its famous or infamous status. In at number 2, we have my absolute favorite furniture set, and that is the Gorgeous Furniture. The Gorgeous Furniture is an insanely expensive set of furniture that only comes from a character called Gracie if you don't know her. And Gracie would sell high-end sort of fashion furniture, and this is one of those sets you can get from her. All of her sets are really cool in their own way, but this one's my favorite, and I always have this in the living room of my house in every Animal Crossing game. So the fact that I couldn't do this in New Horizons was definitely a big shame. I was really let down by that, and I hope it'll come back eventually. I mean, if Gracie returns, it'll definitely return. I'd be very shocked if they didn't have those two go hand in hand. unless Gracie is like a part of an event or something. But you know, hopefully this furniture set and the other Gracie ones will return, because they look so nice, and they give you a sort of good end game goal as well, because you need a lot of money to get these. I know some of you guys have like millions and millions sitting in your bank from all the turnips, and this would be a good thing to spend it on for sure. In at number 1, I'm doing a bit of a cheat here, but I'm going to give my reason for cheating. So this is a lot of items, as you guys can see. It's not a set either, but it kind of is a set, and that's why I've combined it together. These are some of the many amazing items that were introduced in the Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo update in November of 2016. The update for the game, which came many years after the game's release, brought in a ton of really fantastic items. Now bear in mind, all of these items are great, but you could not put any of them outdoors. That was not a feature in Animal Crossing New Leaf. So just imagine what you could do with some of the items like this, putting them outdoors. Imagine how creative people could be putting these items outdoors. Now, most of these items were originally introduced in the spin-off game Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, but a lot of them were introduced in Welcome Amiibo as well, and that's the first time we saw them in the main series. So I would really love to see a lot of these really incredible items return. I think most of them probably will, because we've actually seen some of them come back. For example, the robot hero, that's something that came back. The little like pond thing that you can get from the Nook Mile machine in Tom Nook's Resident Services. Quite a few of the items that were introduced in Welcome Amiibo did actually make their way into New Horizons. So I really hope we'll see some of these come back to New Horizons. I think that would be really fantastic. It's definitely a shame that we're missing so many great and beloved items from the game, but I'd love you guys to tell me in the comment section down below, which furniture items do you want to see return to Animal Crossing the most? If you've only played New Horizons, why not take a little Google and sort of check out some of the items? You can let me know which you think look really cool and that you'd love to see come back to the series. I want to hear all of your opinions. And of course, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like. Now let's go on to the sponsor of this video, Extreme Rate. So Extreme Rate makes these really fantastic replacement shells for your Joy-Cons. If you're not happy with how your Joy-Con looks, or maybe the buttons are a bit wonky or something like that, you can get these replacement shells, and they are wonderful. They're really easy to actually work with. So what you would do is you would get the stuff out of the box here, and you would use the tools inside to take off your current Joy-Con shell and replace it with this one. You can replace just the shell if you want, or you can replace the buttons too. It sounds complicated, but it's actually really simple. I was able to do it, and I'm terrible at stuff like this, so I think anyone would have good luck with this. And they look so nice as well. For example, the one you see on the screen is this nice kind of purple. It kind of matches with Bob, that's why I put it. But they do so many different colors that you can't usually get on your Joy-Cons. And they have some that look like the Animal Crossing Switch Joy-Cons as well. Just saying, if you can't get those or they're too expensive, get a replacement shell. It's much cheaper and it has a functional purpose rather than just an aesthetic one. So it's really great. I hope you guys will check these out. The link is in the description, and once again I want to say thanks to them for sponsoring my video. If you guys want to help support my channel, you can click the join button down below the video to become a member of the Bob's Gang. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like to show your support, and you can subscribe for even more Animal Crossing New Horizons content. Be sure to check out the videos on the right side for even more Animal Crossing goodness, and my links in the video description too. Thank you guys for watching.